going to ask you to do is, right behind you is really a fantastic display that JW put together.
Pretty much everything we got.
It is pretty much everything we got. But if you would, go through the lineup, starting at the bottom. By being bottom means smallest size.
Which is the top.
Which is the top. So
start at the bottom at the top.
Bottom to the top or top to the bottom.
Whichever way you want to look at it.
I got him. So tell us about marine speakers.
Marine speakers and marine cans.
And the cans, yes.
So I guess which side do you want me on, Tim? Or do you care? He's versatile. I'm right-handed, so I have to use my right hand.
There you go.
So starting at the very top, which is at the very bottom, if we're going price-wise, we do have the 4-inch cans, which these 4-inch cans are available in black and white. And a little different than the other cans, they basically will mount on a small bar. That's why we've got this big bar. We've actually improvised the clamps just to show you. They don't come with these clamps, but they do come with the 1-inch bar clamps. We actually include 1-inch square inserts for square tubing, which is really popular in golf cars and some ATVs. And if you're making your own bars to mount them on, square tubing is actually pretty easy to work with. So we do have the 4-inch cans available in black and white. From there we jump up to the 6.5-inch cans, also available in black and white. And we have 8-inch cans. So we don't have the 8-inch cans up here, but they're available in black and white. I bet you probably figured that one out already. But the 6 and the 8-inch also come preloaded with speakers in them, which is kind of neat. And that's in dual cans and single cans. And the 4s also come preloaded. So you can buy basically all of our cans separately, or you can buy them preloaded with different models of speakers, which is pretty nice. If you don't want to take the time to put them together, hey, we'll do it for you. So that's always a good thing. But with the dual, so we've got the 8-inch duals with the tweeters in the center, and we got the 6-inch coax duals with the tweeters. So.
And looking at those, John, I'm going to just interject a little bit as you're going along. Obviously, the products we see lit up, those come pre-wired from KICKER with that capability,
yes.
Correct?
Yep, they're already pre-wired with the LEDs. Now, the 4-inch speakers and the Marine are the series that do not have LEDs. It's not optional.
Okay.
But the 8-inch, they have LEDs. It's not optional to get them without.
Okay.
So, and the 6s, it can either be no LEDs, blue LEDs, or full RGB.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we got several different varieties there. And we've got some, bulk versions. We don't have like the 604s up here.
Okay.
Which those use a smaller tweeter. Now, excuse me, most of these speakers, if you notice, are using a 3/4 inch or a 1-inch titanium dome tweeter, whereas the 604s are using that 13mm PEI tweeter like we do on the CS and the DS speakers.
Gotcha.
Very, very popular speaker, popular tweeter, they sound good. But also, when you buy our Marine speakers, when you buy either the 4s, the 6s, or the 8s, you get your choice of the white or the gray grills. They come in the box.
So you can swap out the color of your choice.
As much as you want. And that saves, you guys from having to, pre-order, what color grills you want. You're going to get both colors of grills in the box.
Now keep in mind when John's saying that, he's talking strictly about the coax product,
yes.
not the can loaded. So
Nope.
if you're going to get a can and you want white or you want black, you have to order white or black. Because it's either going to be a white can and it comes with just a white grill, or it'll be a black can that comes with a black grill. When he says you get both color grills, he's referring to just when they come in a coax form.
Yep.
So order a pair of 6.5, that'd be KM64Ls?
Yeah.
And 84Ls.
Yeah, the 64Ls, L being LED.
Right, there you go.
So that's what the numbers. So great sounding speakers, of course. These speakers are completely designed to be out in the weather all the time. They're Marine speakers. So a lot of times in a coax speaker, especially a car speaker, which is one reason why you never want to use a car speaker in a Marine environment, is because that tweeter most times is mounted on a post. That post is actually attached to the center pole piece of the magnet. And then when that happens, you've got a gap around that post so you don't have any rubbing. Well, that's where your water gets in.
True.
And if I was remembering correctly, most iron and ferrite type materials will rust when they get wet.
They tend to do that, don't they, John?
Yeah, and you do not want that gap to get rust in it, because then your speaker's done.
And speaking of rust in the gap, and that is a true concern, but all of our Marine speakers, all of the steel parts are plated to prevent that.
Yep.
So that's something
just in case.
Yeah, so just want to point that out as John's going through it is, in the end, Mother Nature is going to win. But you design everything the best you can, use the best materials, you use the best resistances that are available, whether they're coatings or treatments, to make these durable out there. And one of the things that we do is on the Marine side, if it is in our Marine lineup, and as I call it a Marine speaker, the metal parts are all plated to prevent or inhibit rust and corrosion.
Which they definitely don't do in the car versions.
Absolutely, there's no need in the car version.
Yep, and if you've looked at a speaker closely, like a coax or a three-way, a triax, you see wires coming off the tweeter that go down through the cone. We don't have that either because that's more chance for water to get in. The wires actually run down these legs and then back behind the speaker.
So really, our engineers spent a lot of time looking at water intrusion and trying to keep it away.
We really, many years ago, we were basically doing what everybody else was doing. We were taking speakers and painting them white and calling them marine. Guess what? That didn't work so well.
No, it doesn't.
So we put a whole team together and we really took a lot of time to make sure that these speakers were absolutely marine certified speakers. You got polycarbonate baskets and cones. You don't have stamped steel. You look at the grill material, and what's kind of interesting about the cone and the surrounds, you see a lot of speakers, they will actually go in and glue the surround to the cone. Well, these are in a process what they call co-molding. It's hard to say, but we actually put the materials in one mold at one time. While they're hot, they're actually fused together mechanically.
So it's not
bonded.
Not only a better bond, but it's no water. You don't have to worry about water intrusion through that seam.
So the other thing we do with all the connections on the speakers, whether it's on the back of the speaker or in line, we give you a waterproof connector.
Okay.
So a little box with foam around it that clamps around to make sure that the connections don't corrode over time. And they're gold-plated connections.
Good.
So that's even better. So great speakers, and that pretty much is the bulk of the speaker line, with the exception of on the 6s and the 8s, you see these have got the clamp style mount.
And speaking of the clamp, John, all of these enclosures are some kind of a polycarbonate blend.
Yes.
But the clamp material, what are those?
That is stainless steel.
Okay.
And I think it's the 604L. It's the premium grade of stainless steel, because stainless steel is designed not to rust, but there is the word steel in there. There is still some carbon steel. So it's the amount of carbon steel versus, the other materials are in it. And we use the marine certified stainless steel.
Is that 613L?
613L, yeah. The 604 is the...
That one's there for you, Thomas, the 613L. Gotcha.
Glad you got that. But, there's a different style in the clamps. Like I say, when you get into the 6-inch and the 8-inch, you've got the bar style clamps, which will clamp onto various sizes of bars with inserts. And a couple years ago, we looked at it and said, there's a lot of different bars coming out, different sizes. Right. So we came out with the new clamp style, which these were all designed in-house by our engineers, and then basically had them made for us. But these will fit on bars from 1.5 to 3.25 inches without any adapters. They just vary in clamp.